Hey, you guys, it's your girl Cherie back again for another episode on Grieve, Grow, and Glow. So before we get into the message, guys, as always, can you please like, share, and subscribe? If this is something that resonates with you, if you like the episodes and the videos that I bring every week, come on, be part of my community, right? We love it over here. We fun. We bring positivity. Okay? So today we're going to continue talking about dating, but I'm going to tie it back to grief because this is what the channel's about, right? Grieve, grow, and glow. If you haven't seen the video that I did yesterday, I did a live on TikTok where I was talking to my singles about dating, right? So this video is just a little extension of that. That video has really hit a lot of views and it spoke volumes, right? Because we speak nothing but the truth over here, girls, right? So I want to talk about how dating, and this is my perspective because I have lost and I am new to the dating scene after loss. So this is from my perspective. It may not be everybody's perspective, but at least you can kind of get an idea of the path that I went through, right? And so I feel like after you lose someone, dating is just not the same, right? I remember when I first decided that I wanted to get back into the dating world after I lost my fiance. No one was good enough. I felt, well, let me rephrase that. I thought I was being fair in the beginning, right? Because there was just no one good enough. Until someone asked me, are you comparing men to your ex-fiance? Because it wouldn't be fair to the next person, right? And I had to sit back and really think about that. And I'm like, no one's ever gonna be like him, right? But the qualities that he brought is what I'm looking for. When someone loves you the way he loved me, the way he protected my heart, the way I felt safe with him, he loved me like I was the only person in this world, right? That's what I'm looking for, that kind of love. And I know it's out there. I know there's someone that God made just for me to be able to get that love again. And so, no, it's not about comparing them to him. It's more so dissecting the qualities that he brought to the table. So when you have loved like that, you're not going to settle for anything. And I've kind of had a few friends that I've talked to, tried to get to know over the past 5 years. And in the beginning, I wasn't looking for a relationship. So it really didn't matter. I was just having fun. But I'm not a fun girl, right? I am a relationship type of girl. I'm a wife. And so I'm like, no, I am looking for a husband. So I have to go out dating with that in mind. Can't just date anyone. So those are the things that I had to have conversations with these potentials, right? At least when I felt like this is getting serious. Those are the questions and that we had to talk about and just identify right off the bat. And in that journey, there was really one person that I really thought was potential, the qualities that I was looking for. And after a while, I think the biggest thing that came to me, that appeared to me, was I was reading too much into it. You know, when you want something so bad, you overlook all the red flags. Communication is so key, so important. And I have to take accountability for me in that aspect, because I wasn't communicating and being very clear on what I wanted and what I was looking for. Basically settling. But ladies, don't settle. You are worth so much more. And there's no rush, especially after a loss. There is no rush. Because in the beginning, when I first was newly out here dating, I was scared. I was scared to lose again, right? I was scared to date anyone that had health problems. For a very long time, I was picking apart people and making sure they were good. Because losing someone unexpectedly puts you in fear. And it took me a long time to realize that I was operating in that capacity, right? That you can't live in fear, that this is a one-off. It's not like this is going to happen again, right? There was a reason for this to happen. I don't know what that is. Me and God talk all the time. I always ask, why did you take him from me, but didn't give me someone? For the longest, that was my question to God. And I don't have the answer. I'll never have the answer. But I will say, I know that I'm not living in fear anymore. I know that I have to take a chance. I know that I have to be open. I know that I have to communicate right up front on the things that I'm looking for. And if that person is not in agreement, if we're not on the same wavelength, it's okay to choose you. Right? Because life is too short to be in a relationship that's one-sided. You guys have to be equally yoked. And I've learned that. I have learned that through my grief process of 18 years that I have been through this journey. 14 really being in grief. So I would say the last 4 years, I am in my close season. And in this season, I have worked on Cherie, right? And so I have learned that I am not dating from a void. I'm dating with a wholeness, of a whole heart, right? I am ready for my person to find me. And in the meantime, do what makes you happy. If you don't have a brand you're building, a business, find something that brings you joy, right? God gave me this platform right here because I was in my lowest season. I had walked away from a few relationships. I wasn't trusting anybody. People that I thought was friends had disappointed me. And I didn't know who to trust, right? Because I do struggle with trusting people. right? I do. And so he had to sit me down and he's like, you know what? I'm going to give you something for you to focus on you, to heal you. And I was in isolation for about a year. I'm in transformation now because all the things that I've learned, I'm practicing. That's why I am in my glow season, right? I am open to new friendships. God's given me the discernment to know who's for me, who's not for me. He's allowed me to not just go out here and date anybody, right? I'm open, but I'm not desperate, right? And oh my God, I am just so happy where I'm at, right? It's not just the makeup. Can't you see the glow? I am so happy of where I'm at in my life. I have no complaints, especially the relationship that I have built with God, or a deeper relationship I built with God over the last 4 years. Because after losing Matthew, I had stepped away from God. I was angry with God. I didn't understand why he did this to me. So it took a long time for me to rebuild with him, right? And now we talk. I'd be like, okay, God, what are we doing? Right? What are we doing? And I know he like, that girl is crazy. But you got to have a sense of humor in this. You can't let it bring you down. You can't sit there and not be able to be alone, be by yourself. I know how to be alone. I know how to date myself, right? And you should be able to do that. You should find a way to be comfortable with yourself. Love yourself, because self-love first, right? Because you can't bring that brokenness part of you into a relationship. You can't. You have to be truly, truly healed by going to therapy individually or group therapy. You have to wholeheartedly heal yourself before getting out in these streets. Okay? Because these streets ain't nothing nice. It is a totally different atmosphere out here. And so I always tell my married girlfriends, child, if your husband get on your nerves and you think about leaving him, just put him in another room. Just put him in another room. Because it's just, it's you don't want to be out here. And it's sad to say that, but it's the truth. I thought that 2025, and it's not just the men. I'm not going to sit here and just bash the men, because there are women too that are out here playing these games. You would think 2025, us being seasoned individuals, that the games would have been over. We played in our 20s, we played in our 30s, right? We are in our 50s and above. It's time to grow up. Right? And so I'm not rushing. I'm not settling. I'm waiting for God to send me the person he designed for me. Okay? And if you haven't already, I don't think I've really shared it on the channel, but I'm going to start sharing it more often, because I know, if you're new to this channel and you're hearing my story, go back to the first video where I actually shared my journey. I know a little bit about grief, because I was stuck for a very, very long time. And not only losing my fiance, I've lost close family members. And just as recent as June, this year I've had 3 losses. So I know a little bit about the journey, right? So I'm going to drop the link in the description to go to get my book. I have 2 behind me. One is Smiling Behind My Tears. This is to get a little bit of backstory on the trials and traumas that I have experienced in my life. And yes, the journey of me losing my fiance is in there. And then I have the book, God Brought Me Through, is my journey where I felt God was about to take me out of here. But I fought. But he was like, no, it's not your time. You got so much more to do. So that's my journey of having COVID and pneumonia, hospitalized for 14 days and 5 months to recover. So yeah, I had a lot of time with God to talk to him, to cry with him, to be frustrated with him. Oh, I went through all the emotions. So your girl has been through it, but I am now in a new season of glow. And I love where I'm at. And I would love for you guys to get there too. It's just you have to go through the journey and not rush the process, because there is a lesson in every step that you take. All right? Again, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Okay? I will be back next week for another episode on Grieve, Grow, and Glow. Hope you guys enjoyed this segment on dating in 2025. It's your girl, Cherie. Deuces.